Okay, hello everyone. My name is Tracy, and I am a level 4 human design specialist, and I'm also a projector. Uh, I came up with the topic projector to do or not to do because I believe that's a question that most projectors struggle with when they learn about human design, or projectors are still struggling with when they experiment with human design. So I think most of you who are here with me are projectors, and I would like to invite you to say hi to me, and and if you are on Zoom or on Facebook, I would like to invite you to write down all your questions about today's topic, so I can answer you after the presentations. And so let's get started. Okay, hello. Oh. Okay. Um, okay. So today's topic is going to be about projectors, whether we should do and what we should not do. And hopefully I will be able to cover all these three topics: the power of waiting, how to know when to act and what to do while you're waiting in this presentation. And if after the presentation you still have questions on these three topics, tell me, and then I will try my best to answer you. And I'm from Hong Kong. This is 3 a.m. in the morning. So I didn't sleep, and I'm excited to give this presentation, and at the same time, I have a little bit fear because English is not my first language, and I will try my best because this is a topic that is in my heart for a very, very long time, and I want to share with you what I have discovered, and I want to share with you so that you don't need to go through what I have been through in order to enjoy the benefits of human design. So I'm going to share with you my experimentation with the strategy of a projector. So I think most of you already know that the strategy for a projector is to wait for recognition and to wait for imitation. To me, it's one thing to read it in a book or hear it from a teacher, but it's a totally different things when it comes to application. I learned about human design when in 2014. I had a reading back then, and in that reading, I found out that I was a projector, and I have to wait for invitations for everything that I do. After the reading, I think to myself, trying the strategy would not do me any harm. And when I got when I have the reading, it was at a time when I feel like nothing really works in my life. So I feel like, okay, I just try the human design strategy and to see how far it could take me. And also, in human design, they always said that experiment with the strategy, test it, don't just listen to it. You have to live it, you have to experiment with it. So that's what I did. I first applied the strategy when I speak. Ever since I had my reading done, I start to shut up and not say as many things as I would like to. And in this part of application, the result is really, really good. I could really feel the difference because before the reading, before I know the strategy, I have a tendency to share a little bit too much. And I don't always feel that people push back when I share, like most projectors would feel when they share at the wrong time. But I definitely feel that people don't really listen to me or take my words seriously. And when I experiment with shutting out and not share my wisdom until someone recognized me and invited me to do it, the result was really good. Even though the process is hard because I have to bite my tongue so many times a day and just swallow the words that is just coming out. This is about to come out of my mouth, but it pays off. I find myself have more time to chill, have more time to invest in the things that interest me. I find myself bear less responsibility, that when I look back, those responsibilities are not meant to be mine anyway. And the most important thing is I really find that people take me more seriously and they take my words more seriously, which for a projector is the one of the happiest things to happen to a projector. And so I further the experiment into different areas of life, like friends, relationships, work, and home. And applying the strategy in these 4 different areas is very, very different from applying the strategy when I speak. Because applying the strategy before I speak is way easier when it comes compared to following your strategy in these 4 areas of life. But I have to let you know that when I have my reading done in the very first time, I was told that I have to follow my strategy in every single area of my life. I didn't know that I only have to follow my strategy for only the big things in life. So I did try to apply it in every single area of my life at the very beginning, which it doesn't take me long to realize that it doesn't make sense. It's long and it is not applicable, because if I have to wait for imitation for every little things in my life, really nothing would get done. So I'm really glad that later I find out that I only have to follow my strategy in the big things in my life. Like making new friends, getting into relationships, getting new jobs, or moving into a new apartment. So I would want to go deep into each aspect, and hopefully you guys would find some could relate to my story or clear some of your doubts. So I would begin with friends. So I was told that projector, when they see new friends, it's better to stay silent and not talk until the other person initiates me to talk. I was not that girl. I'm far. I mean, sometimes I'm shy and I don't talk, but there's probably sign of me that I like to talk, and especially when nobody's talking. But I decided to give it a try to see if it does make difference in terms of making new friends. And I try to, there are times, so I, after the reading, when I make new friends, I don't really take the initiation to say hi. I don't take the initiation. I take the experiments to a pretty extreme way. I don't really say hi. I don't introduce my name. I don't talk. I just sit and stay in
Tracy,
silence. Yes.
we have a question. I'm not sure if now's a good time
Oh, okay.
to do. Susan says, I'm clear on when I'm supposed to do things, and when in a conversation, are you always supposed to ask if you can comment? Seems unnatural in dialogue.
Hello.
Tracy, can you hear
Do I
me?
lose? Do I? Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
I mean, I'm wondering if the question posted on Zoom.
Yes, it is.
Okay, let me look. Okay.
Okay.
Yes, I'm a bit unclear on when I'm supposed to do things, and when in a conversation, are you always supposed to ask if you can comment? Seems unnatural in dialogue with people. Oh, okay, very good. Okay, yeah, it's a good time to answer these questions. This is a very good question that I've been struggling with for a very long time, because human design said that you shouldn't, you should wait, and you, as a projector, we are not supposed to initiate any conversation. And my experiment is, you can initiate any conversation as long as you are not making any comments, as long as you are not trying to guide people, as long as you are not trying to correct people, telling people what to do, because we projector have a vibes that if we take the initiation to guide, to manage, to tell people what to do, people will feel really uncomfortable, and they don't. And think about it, if nobody like to listen to advice without asking. So if you initiate a conversation for guidance, then I would say that um, shut up, don't don't start the conversation. But if you initiate a conversation just to tell people that how you feel today, or informing them what you're up to, or sharing some jokes, or sharing a movies that you love, it's okay. You can initiate, you can talk. I hope that answered your questions. Yeah. And Katie said, I find it challenging as well. I have answered for certain people, but I have found that it's not well received if they're not like, they are actually not ready to know the truth. Yeah, I think all the projectors have the same issue as you did, Katie. When we give guidance or advice to others without other asking us first, they don't really receive it well. I have a business. How can I do the marketing? Kitty said, I have a business. How can I do the marketing and attract new clients? Okay. If you have a business, what you can do is to really make your presence. I would suggest you to do a website, a Facebook page, or a blogging to tell people what you can offer. And I would advise you to really put up some content, like real solid content, so people know what they can expect from you if they are going to find you for consultation or for whatever business that you are you are having. And this is one thing. And the second thing is, I would say that is to really get clarity of what you want your business to be. I mean, to really get clarity of how you want your business to go. Because getting the clarity of how you want your business to go would, this is the law of attraction. The more clarity that you have, it will help the universe to bring you the clients that you want. And the third thing that you can do is to work on yourself. I know a lot of projector goes into business, but with a lot of worry and fear. They worry that they will not get clients because they know that if they take the initiation to do the marketing, it won't work. And traditional marketing advice don't really work on us. And they also have a lot of fear because of usually because of financial issue. So what I would suggest you to do is to really work on yourself and your self-value. And yeah, and that's what I want you to do. And also one thing, if you want to attract your business, you have to have the courage to claim your mastery. Claiming your mastery, to me, by far, is the best advice that I have heard from a projector. I forget who told me that, but as a projector, this is by far the biggest advice, the most helpful advice that I've ever heard. Especially if you are doing your own business, you have to have the courage to claim your mastery. And claiming your mastery doesn't mean that you go bragging about how good you are. It means that you show up with confidence. It means that you make your presence with confidence. Yes. So I hope that helps you, Katie. So Susan said, so listen, and if someone seems to have an issue, you can be quiet and listen, or you could say something like, I have some experience there. Would you like some feedback? Something along those lines. Yeah, Susan, you are right. So if you really want to give advice and the other person are not asking you, you can say that, oh, I have some advice. Do you want to listen? And if that person feel like listening, then you can share. And if that person don't feel like, if you feel like those people don't want to hear, you keep shutting your mouth out. To me, I think this is one of the trickiest thing for a projector because sometimes the desire to share our advice could make us forget to really observe whether the person in front of us really want to hear. But if you are honest with yourself, you can always sense that whether that person in front of you really want to listen to your advice or not. And in my 4 years of experiencing this strategy, it really helps. As long as I feel like the other person don't want to listen to me, I shut up. And even though they want to listen to me, I don't say everything out. I would throw one advice or two and see how they respond. And if they respond well, then I will go on with my advice. And if I feel like, okay, that's enough, one or two advice is already enough for them, then I will shut up after giving them one or two sentences of advice. And okay, I have another ask. I have only my asana and head defined, so I have no or self-authority. Do I just have to listen to my intuition? I'm confused about all this. So if you have your asana and head defined, you have no or self-authority. What it means that is that you have to follow your strategy, and then when you got an imitation, you are going to find someone that you trust, and then you talk to that person about that imitation. And through talking, you listen to what you have said to get clarity on whether you should get that imitation or not. Cheryl said, this is very helpful, Tracy. I wonder if I should try the on lots of blog, but keep getting lots of seeming imitation to do it. Okay, okay. I'm going to tell you my story. If you really want to blog, just blog. You don't need an imitation to do blogging. This is tricky, and as a projector, I know that we always have a question of whether we should do something or not. We always are checking if there are imitation or not before we do anything, even though we know that the strategy only applies for the big things in life. But still, we are checking more than we should when we do anything if there are imitations. My experience is if you are doing your own thing, if you are doing things that you like, that only involves you, only yourself, you don't really need imitations. You can do anything that you want. And if you feel like blogging is good, then just blog. I've written about I've written about 100,000 words in Chinese talking about human design. And at the very beginning, I just shared them on my Facebook page, and I didn't open a blog. But then, because I want to have a place to store all my articles, that's why I opened a blog. And I found I have very good feedback from people reading my posts and my blog. And so if you want to do it, just do it. And okay. So
Tracy, can you hear me?
yes,
And I sent you some questions that are coming in from Facebook. Can you get to those as well?
yeah, I'm reading the question. Sorry,
Okay, great,
give
great.
me some time.
No. I just, and can you
Okay.
read it out loud?
Oh yeah, okay.
Thank you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, good. So Katie said, how do we know what our mastery really is? I assure it's whatever we find our attention draw to most, what we are passionate about. But I'm passionate about so many things. Is there somewhere in our chart that help us know what our mastery is? Yes, Katie. With your chart, you can get some hints on what your mastery are going to be. But what I want to say is listen to your heart. In my 4 years of experience human design, there are times when I put human design before myself. What I mean is I listen to the chart more than I listen to myself. I trust the chart more than I trust myself. I'm not saying that the chart is not trustworthy. I'm saying that I mix up the priority. I forget myself in the process, which I shouldn't. The chart, the human design chart is supposed to help me, not to become, not to override me. So I would suggest, Katie, is what you can do is to really listen to your heart. And if you are passionate about so many things, that's good. But some things you are passionate as a hobby. Something you are passionate because you have fun doing it. But there could be one thing that you are passionate about that you find that you can take it to the world and use it to help people or to create something. And another way I find my passion is ask yourself if you cannot earn any money or if you have a lot of money, would you still be doing it? Because a lot of time when you don't have money, it's easy to be passionate because you want to make money, right? It's easy to mix up passions with earning money. But ask yourself, if you are rich, if you already have everything that you want, would you still want to do it? If you still want to do it, then that's your real passion. So questions from Facebook. Do projectors need more sleep by any chance? I'm very tired a lot, particularly the last few weeks. And yeah, curious to hear what you say, what to do while waiting. This is, okay. Yes, projectors comparatively need more sleep. And I would say to you that before you go to bed, don't exhaust yourself, because if you exhaust yourself, if you're really tired, it would be really hard for you to fall asleep. And even if you fall asleep, the sleep quality would not be good. So remember, don't exhaust yourself. When you still have some little bit of energy, lie down and then let yourself gradually fall into sleep, and you will have a better sleep quality if you do it that way. And this is new for me to apply it in every area. I always heard only in the big things, but I have no clue where to draw the line. As a Hispanic projector, I feel best when I simply follow my intuition. That also goes for my morning routine quite naturally. Yes, the strategy only for the projector, following your strategy only applies in the big things in life. don't make the same mistake that I did, because at the very beginning, I was told that I have to apply it in every area in my life. I didn't know that I only have to apply it in the big things in my life. And even though, and even when I first heard that I only have to apply it in for the big things in my life, I have difficulty defining what is big. I mean, big is people have different definitions for big things in life, and it takes me quite some time to really understand what is big means to me. But trust me, if you really understand what big means to you, your life will be much smooth, and you will be happier when you follow the strategy, because you are not strangling yourself by the strategy in every area of your life, and you feel like and you will have more flexibility in doing whatever that you love, and apply the strategy when big things comes into your life. So we are okay to start the conversation. To get the conversation started, then are we to sit back and listen? Is this correct? Or do we start the conversation then wait to be invited in our opinion? So it will be well received well. I would say take it easy. Frankly, you want to meet a friend who wants to be friends with you. And so so what I'm trying to say is, don't lock up in the strategy. If you start the conversation just because you want to make a new friends, go start a conversation. I mean, if you want to sit back and listen, it's okay. I'm not saying that you always have to start a conversation. If you feel like you want to experiment with it to see what it will work, how it goes for you, you can just sit back and listen. But I'm just sharing with my experience, because I have been in that position, just sit back and listen. I also have been in a position where I go and talk and make new friends, and initiate a conversation. I have seen other projectors who just sit back and don't talk, even though I know them, and they just pretend that I was not there. I have seen projectors who are very talkative and like to say hi to every person that they know, and they have a very big smile on their face. And what I want to say is, if you just want to make friends, it's okay, just start a conversation. But just remember that if it comes to opinion, shut up and wait for invitation before you share. And so it will be well received. Okay, and then the next question. How as a projector can I have boundaries, or can't I? Am I forced to stay on the telephone with people showering me with words, even though it's draining? So do you mean that you have boundary issues? If you have a boundary issues, it might not have anything to do with projector. It might have to do with your self-love and self-value. So I would suggest you to work on these two areas. I have boundary issues for most of my life. And what I have found when I look inside myself is I have self-love and self-value issues. And there are other messy issues tied together with it. And what I would suggest you to do is to really look into your self-value and self-love, and to see what's happening and why you cannot draw a healthy boundaries for yourself. And my clients find, and then, okay. Katie said, my clients found me mostly on my webpage and flew flyers. When I went to seminars and I invited them to my new seminars, it was not successful. Oh, okay. I have similar experience. At the very beginning, when I start as a human design consultant, my clients find me through my page. And I did try to initiate some seminars. And I got a lot of people to come to my seminar, but I don't really get many clients from the seminar. What I find out later is because, how do I put it? I find out that it is my presentation that is not correct. Because in the seminar, I just flow out the information instead of engaging them in conversations. And so, you know, what happened when projector just say their advice and people and how people react when you just say your advice without them asking you. So I stopped. I didn't do any seminar. I make up a short video and put it up on my Facebook page, so people who want to listen to me can listen to it anytime. And so hopefully it will help you. So, okay. And then there are other questions. Katie said, I heard that's the hard way to wait to be invited. So much so that I've kind of frozen in my own tracks a bit. The person it happened to me with is a manifestor who do not like being told what to do. Learning to appreciate the lesson and move on with my strategy in trust and faith. Yeah, good for you. Okay, Katie. So when I meet some clients and I feel they need my help, can I say, would you know my opinions? And when they say no, it is not the right client. I think if you meet some, so do you mean they are potential clients? If they are potential clients and they say no, yeah, they are not the right client for you at that very moment. But if they are your clients that already paid for it, you can say they want your advice. You don't have to bite your tongue. Okay. Katie Wise said, I do feel like it's hard to get clients to sign up for my class due to this need to wait for the invitation. I do have people asking me many questions about my expertise, but when I say I'm holding a class on this, I would love for you to join. I feel like I'm not always well received. Am I not responding right? If I keep giving out my expertise for free, though, I will never make money. Okay, I understand you. I understand you. And what I want you to do is, besides making presence, besides marketing, work on your self-value and self-love. I suspect that you don't really value your work. I mean, you don't value yourself enough that people should pay you for your service. I might be wrong. That's just my suspect that you're not value yourself enough. So try to work on that to see if it is better. And okay. Oh. I know I want to get to the email questions, but I have something more important that I want to share before I get into the email questions. Waiting is really an interesting experience for a projector. What does it mean to wait? Do you just sit and do nothing? Or do you just, or some projectors say, wait and in the meantime enjoy your life. What does that mean? If you just sit and do nothing and enjoy your life and watch TV every day because you enjoy it, or eat ice cream every day because you enjoy it, trust me, nothing would happen. It doesn't work that way. Waiting doesn't mean sit and do nothing and just enjoy your life. I mean, what I'm trying to say, waiting means more than just sit and wait. To me, waiting means not to act because you want to get recognition, not to act because you want something from that person. Waiting means not to act because you want an imitation. Waiting means that you spend time connecting with the truth of who you are. Waiting means getting clarity of what you want, really want. Waiting means spending time making, deepening your skill. Waiting means work on yourself and spend your time wisely. And if you can do this, like getting clarity on what you want in life and be honest with yourself about what you do and work on yourself, work on your potential trauma or hidden agenda, it will help you to attract imitations. Doing what you love and enjoy your life is important, but it is not the only thing that you have to do. It's not the only thing that you need to do. In my personal experience, I found that really getting clarity on what you really want in life and being very, very honest with yourself, being very, very honest on why you do what you do is so much more important if you really want to have or attract an imitation. Also, spend time knowing your design. You know your human design because through your human design, you understand your specific needs, your specific wants, and your specific motivations. And most importantly, don't manipulate the strategy to get what you want. Human design said follow your strategy. It doesn't say that use your strategy to get what you want. It said follow the strategy. What does following mean? It means that if things happen, if imitation comes, then you can see if there's recognition going together with it. And if that is recognition comes together with the imitation, then you listen to your inner authority to decide whether you should take that imitation or not. And once again, if you're a projector, what you should not do is to manipulate the strategy to get you what you want and to guide people without recognition and imitation, even though they are your close friends and family. And in my 4 years of being a projector, I find out there are 5 things that you can do to attract an imitation. First, value yourself. takes time to work on your self-value and self-love. Second, be present and stay connected to the truth of who you are. Be who you are. A lot of us will spend more time on trying to get an imitation than spending time being present and be who we are. Remember, we are a projector and we attract imitation. It is our attraction that attracts an imitation. And in order to be attractive, you have to be present. You have to be who you really are. And you have to have a good sense of self-values and self-love. And you have to claim your mastery. You have to have the confidence to claim your mastery. You have to have the confidence to tell people what you do without pushing people to come to your workshops or without pushing people to be your clients. And it is in the confidence in your presence and in how you value yourself that you attract the right imitations to come to you. And remember, if you have no self-esteem, if you are bitter, if you don't know what you're good at, if you don't know what you're going to do, it is really, really hard to attract a delicious imitation. And the bottom line is, what I want to bring out in this 1 hour is, there are a time in my experiments with human design that I forget what human design is really for. Human design is a tool that helps me to understand who I am. And it is in accepting who I really am and loving who I really am that I attract the abundance that the universe gives to all of us. And it is in accepting and loving who you really are that you would naturally spend time and energy on things that are in alignment with the truth of who you are. And bear in mind that before you try to use the strategy to get what you want, because human design is not about fulfilling all our wishes. It's not about fulfilling all our desires. You know, humans have lots of desires, and there's no way to fulfill all our desires. And this is not really the essence of human design. Human design is here to help you and all of us to understand who we really are. And it has a strategy to come with it, because it wants us to follow what comes in our life. So as a projector, when there are opportunities come into our reality, then we have to listen to our inner authority to determine whether we are going to take the opportunities. And when opportunities are not showing up in our reality yet, then what you do? You just focus on your life, work on yourself, do what you love, find out what you love, find out what you want, find out what you want in life, get clarity of what you want in life, understand who you are, accept yourself, and love yourself. And if you were like me before, focus on using the strategy and authority to get what I want instead of accepting myself and love myself, chances are you are going to find yourself running into a lot more different roadblocks. And so this is what I really want to share. in this webinar, in this quantum alignment show. And so I still have some time that I can answer the question in the email. So I have Helena, who is a project. So I have Helena, who is a projector. And I have, yeah, Katie, I can tell you the 5 steps. I thought I have shared the screen, the PowerPoint with you. I can upload the PowerPoint. Yeah, here. I thought I've been talking, and I thought I was using the PowerPoint, but then I realized that I didn't share the screen. So let's answer the question in the email. So Helena said that it's hard for me from time to time to sit back and wait for invitation. I feel like people don't really want to roll out the red carpets for me. Is it because of my own doubts or my own belief that's all up to me for things to happen? Helena, you have the gates 53 on an open route. So you are under pressure to start things. You also have the divine will. So you have the willpower, you have the will energy, and having a will, having the will energy will somehow pushes you to make things happen, because we are all taught to make things happen with our will energy. So it's no surprise that it is hard for you to sit back and wait for invitation. But I would suggest you to experiment with it and try to really sit back and wait for the invitation and see what happens. And the reason why you feel like people don't want to roll out the red carpets for me, I suspect it's because of your channel 4323. Because this is the channel of freak of genius or genius. When you say having this channel, especially in your sun and on your earth, what you will find yourself in situation is when you share at the wrong time, people will see you as freak. But if you share at the right time, people will see you as genius. So it could be easier for you to find people who push back to what you have said. So that's why following your strategy is really important. And then Timothy asked, I've been unemployed since July this year, and my last job wasn't made for me. It seemed difficult for me to find that job, and I understand I should wait for an invitation since I'm a projector, but I believe nothing will happen if I remain waiting. So what should I do? Can you explain it to me? Thank you. So I'm not so sure what is the meaning of that job. If you really know what is that job, I would suggest you to get clarity on what you want. I mean, if you don't really know what that job is, if you just want to find that job like in a magical way, it won't happen. You have to get clarity on what that job is, and you have to cultivate the faith that you deserve it without putting any limitation, especially a time limitation on it. So I hope that helps you, Timothy. And Mary Pat said, ask, I'm a projector, and I have an individual wave that is about a month now. And do you have any helpful hints or suggestions that may help with this drastic change in decision-making style? Because it is a long time to make a decision. I used to have an emotional wave that lasts for 21 days, 3 weeks, 4 years ago. And recently I found that my wave has shortened to 10 days. What I did is I was not doing anything to shorten the time length. But looking back, I find out what I did is I spend less time. I focus less time when I am emotionally low. You know, in the sci-fi, there's a time when you are very happy and optimistic, and there's a time when you're sad and pessimistic. I used to spend a lot of time when I'm sad and pessimistic, when I'm in the low end of my wave, because I was told that I have to be aware of my emotion, and all the emotions that I feel means that there's a hidden trauma in it. And so I spend lots of time trying to understand why my emotion is low. But when I was doing it, I feel something wrong. I don't know why something is wrong, but I just feel not right. I just feel like if I keep on doing it, it would not lead me anywhere. So I stop over analyzing my emotions when I'm low. When I'm in my low wave, when I'm unhappy or when I'm sad, I just let it go. I just continue my life. And also I meditate, but but my meditation is not about finding how bad I am or finding why I am unhappy or finding where my trauma is. My meditation is just about being present, being centered, and staying centered. And that's what I did for the last, I think, 1 and 2 years. And then gradually I find out that my emotional wave have been shortened from 21 days to 10 days. And I also have another questions. Kristen,
Yes,
are you,
Tracy? Yeah.
yeah, the last email, I didn't open it.
Oh, that's
I
okay.
didn't have,
It's okay.
enough time to open it. I have prepared, but can you open that file?
No, it's
Okay.
everyone who had a question. You already have
Oh,
them, so
okay.
you have them.
Okay.
So thank you so much, Tracy. Is that everyone? Did you get all the? I think you got all the email questions answered, right?
Just one questions that I haven't answered.
Okay.
Yeah, it is on my phone. I don't have. Do you think I still have time to open it on my email?
Yeah, but if it's what I sent you, you actually answered them.
No, there's one more.
Oh, the new one. That's right. Okay, the new
Yeah,
one
yeah,
that
yeah.
came in. Yeah.
Okay,
I
let
can
me.
open that if you want.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay.
The last one.
Right.
Yeah.
Let me just open that real quick. Okay, and I'm going to share my screen. And
Yes.
from Patty?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
So.
here's the question, and then whenever you're done reading it and everything, then I'll scroll up to her chart.
Yeah. Okay. So Patty said that she has lost the passion in life, and she just come to help herself, and she's wonder what is her imitation going to look like. And so what I'm going to, can you scroll to her chart? Yes. So what I'm find is Patty, you only have one channel defined, the 3955. So this is a very challenging channel because this is deeply emotional, and also deeply alchemical and deeply creative. But if you have this channel defined, it makes your emotional center defined and also your root center defined. So when your emotional wave is low and or if your root center is off, it makes you having low energy to do anything. So I suspect that you having no motivation to take care of yourself and you having lost passion in life might due to your emotional wave, the low wave in your emotional wave and your root center being off. And the other thing is you want to know what your imitation is going to look like. You have your Chiron on the gate 38, so I'm going to say that your imitation is going to look like something that you feel like you want to fight for. It's something that is meaningful that you want to fight it for. And having the channel 39 and 55, the purpose of this channel is to help people to understand that spirit is the source of everything, to help people to understand that, to aware that spirit is the source of everything, is to help people to restore people to the flow of abundance. And sometimes you restore that flow, sometimes you restore that awareness by breaking into the static quo of that person. So this is the direction that I would suggest you to look into. Okay. So yeah. So that's it.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Tracy.
You're welcome.
Are you going to be able to post those slides in the Facebook group?
Yes, I will post those slides in the Facebook group.
All right. And then tomorrow we will email out the replay. So if you didn't get to see all of it, you can, of course, go to Facebook immediately and watch it there after it gets done rendering. And then, or if you want to catch it on YouTube, go wait for our email and we'll show you where it is on the YouTube page.
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you all so much. Bye.